Hi there, I'm Maggie from Satsang House in San Diego. I'm a meditation teacher and a spiritual guide here in the beautiful Satsang House. And what I thought I would do today is to just give you a broad idea as to why would we even want to meditate. As you may know, that the Western society is starting to get a little bit hooked onto the idea that mindfulness and meditation are a beneficial tool to add to our toolbox for on a daily basis. And why would that be? And essentially, the whole idea behind mindfulness and meditation is the foundation. So if you can develop a daily meditation practice for at least 15 minutes twice a day, then you're setting a great foundation or a base in which to carry that stillness with you out into your life and your relationships, your job, and any kind of encounter. And then mindfulness are little tidbits, little tools, little pieces we can add to our day to remind us to be fully awake and present with the people that we're interacting with and with nature and with life and everything that surrounds us. So with that, meditation, then why would we want to meditate? Really, it's about returning ourselves to a state of wholeness. And being whole, meaning in body, mind, and spirit. Because I know I can take really great care of my body, and I can do a lot of reading or other things to stay in shape with my mind. But in terms of my spirit, to remind myself and to rejuvenate that spiritual side of me, it's best to have a practice where you can sit and cultivate that stillness. Because let's face it, I mean, our day-to-day lives are nuts. Between the chronic state of news that's on and the things that are happening in our society and all over the world, on top of the stressors that we have in our day-to-day, in our business or in our home life, it's very difficult to find just even a snippet of time to just stop moving and just take care of you. Most people don't realize that the tradition of meditation is actually part of what the yoga traditions. There are 8 limbs of yoga, and the final 4 of those 8 limbs are the practice of meditation and the benefits that can be accrued through meditation. So the basics behind meditation is to train you, or to, I guess, retrain your physiology to settle down, to quiet that internal dialogue such that you find that space in between the thoughts. Because if I were to ask you right now to simply stop everything you're doing and stop moving and just sit still and close your eyes and not think, my guess is you wouldn't be able to do that successfully. None of us can. Our thoughts are just perpetually generated, and there's about 60,000 thoughts a day. Each one of us has about 60,000 thoughts a day. And about 90% of those thoughts are repeat thoughts, which is pretty scary when you get right down to it. So the idea behind meditation is to start to retrain your physiology to quiet that internal chatter, that internal dialogue, such that you can get in touch with that space in between the thoughts. Because in that space between the thoughts is where your spirit really lives. That's where you, the you with a capital Y, actually reside. But we don't really notice or recognize that because we're so busy just trying to stay caught up to everything we're doing and just keep one foot in front of the other. It's almost like we're living in a bit of Groundhog's Day. So the idea behind meditation is to help return you to a state of wholeness. And by doing that is to just settle yourself and be in silence. Now, I happen to teach silent mantra-based meditation. So I typically give my students a generic mantra which doesn't mean anything, because of course, as soon as we assign a meaning to something, then it becomes a big wild thought. That's the last thing we want to be doing when we're meditating, is having too many more thoughts, right? That's the opposite. So the mantra is generic and it has no meaning. And the idea, it's very simple. Just find a quiet space that's comfortable, where you feel comfortable to sit in any form you want. You don't have to sit bolt upright or with your legs crossed. You can sit in a chair, on a couch, on the floor, on a pillow. I just wouldn't recommend that you lay down, just because we tend to want to fall asleep when we lay down. Just find a comfortable spot and get cozy and close your eyes, and then repeat that generic mantra. And every time your mind strays, bring yourself back to repeating the mantra. And your mind will stray, and will stray over and over and over again, which is why this is called a meditation practice. Because no matter how many years you've been meditating, and I've been meditating for about 12 now, my mind still strays. It just depends on what type of a day you've had and what you have going on in your life and in your world. So having thoughts is perfectly natural and perfectly normal while you're meditating. But you will find that if you make meditation a habit, that those thoughts will start to slow down, and you'll find a little bit of pause in between the thoughts. And that's that pause we're trying to cultivate inside of meditation. Because if you can cultivate that pause in meditation, then you take that pause with you into your daily interactions and into your life. So in essence, meditation can be described as a way to return you to a state of wholeness in body, mind, and spirit. The idea, too, is that we start to recognize that we are not our thoughts. We are simply the thinker of those thoughts. That who we truly are is in that quiet space in between those thoughts. So meditation will help you cultivate a sense of getting in touch with you, or not so much getting in touch, but reconnecting with your innermost self. But beyond that, it will provide you with enormous stress reduction and an extra little tool that you may not currently have to help you. It doesn't cost a thing to help you to just sit down and spend a little time with you. I think oftentimes we don't think that we're important enough, or we just have so much going on that we don't take the time to just take a few minutes for us. And so meditation can be really, really easy, a very simple process. We're the ones who make it tough because we think it's supposed to look a certain way, and we're supposed to sit a certain way. And really, honestly, it's your practice. So stay tuned, and I'll come back and give you a few more pointers on meditation, why meditate, how to meditate, how long, where, all that great stuff. Stay tuned. I'll come back. See you soon.